One mini world, one creation dream.
This class is going to be to create a downgrade blocks. That's going to be the first. Remember that yesterday we create the upgrade system. This is just going to be almost the same, but we're going to do it in the other way. That means that we are going to do the vice versa triggers for this one, okay? And then we got the combat stage triggers. That's going to be the final part. When we finish the combat stage triggers, you will have a completely playable game. Everything that you add apart from that depends on you. And just in case, we are going to have a question and answers part, so I will be able to resolve most of your questions, okay? Now guys, let's start with this. Let me explain a little bit more about this. Remember that we are in the week number 3, class number 6, the final class for the minicamp related with winter, okay? Now, also it's very important this, remember that starting today you can start submitting your map and we are going to have the contest and the hour week, okay? Alright, so let's continue and let's start with downgrade blocks, okay? So for this guys, I will need from you that just open MiniWord, okay? Once you are in MiniWord, you have to close everything that you have and just go to your maps and let's start editing the map that we were creating for the minicamp, okay? So remember this specific function like upgrade and downgrading blocks, it's something that you probably can use for another games, okay? Remember that it's a useful trigger and you only need to just get the attention. You can use it for whatever map you want it. It's a good way and easy way to do it, okay? So let me, before continuing, put my glasses on because I need to see the chat and it's like pretty far away, you know? Guys, I don't see too much. I'm actually not the best at seeing far away. I don't know how do you call it in English, but it's when you can know that see very far away from where you are. Okay, so welcome paid gamer, welcome to the class and good morning also to your end, okay? So guys, what we are going to do is you are going to move just to your map. In your map you are going to open the developer tools. In the developers tools you are going to have different options, so you are going to move just to trigger options, okay? When you are in triggers you have like all the content that we made before, okay? And in this content, you are going to move to downgrade blocks, okay? So what you are going to find on here is nothing because this folder is completely empty, but we are going to start to fill all the content here, okay? So the first thing that we are going to do is just to create a new trigger, okay? So just hit here to create a new trigger in the yellow button, and once you did it, or once you made it, sorry, you are going to get this information in the screen. That means that you can place a name for it. The name that I'm going to use is down block level 0, okay? Remember, we are going to create different levels, so that's important. Naming or tagging the different triggers that you are going to use is going to be very useful because at the end you are not going to be like kind of a lose, because you know when you got a lot of triggers and you didn't name it or you didn't give a tag for it, probably you are going to be completely loose after you try, okay? So that's very important guys, put the level 0 in it. Once you got it, we are going to start by creating a new event, okay? So the event for this one is very similar to the one that we used before. It's player and click on block. That means that when you add it, you are going to have any player uses a block, okay? The conditions for this one are going to be very simple, guys. So in the previous one, in the upgrade, we check if the player has enough blocks for snow on the inventory. The second thing that we test if is the player has a snow, the block that he selects is snow. And the third one is check if the player has in the hand the upgrade item, okay? That's like all the conditions for the previous one. For this one, we only have to use one of them. So the easiest way to do it is just go to your upgrade blocks, select any of them and just copy the first one, okay? You copy the first one, you paste it, okay? And as you see, you're going to have different information that we are going to change later, but it's almost the same information. And the other condition is the one that says type of item held in the hand. You copy that one. and you paste it right here down below in the blocks. Okay, so you are going to have those two conditions, but we need to set up those conditions. So first, we are going to set up the snow. Okay, so click on it, open the first frame, and you are going to have one that says template library that allows you to choose a block. In this one, you need to choose the floor. Okay, so remember this, guys. You're not going to use the floor. For this one, we are going to do a different part that operates blocks. So that means that if you have a block on level 1 and you use the downgrade button on it, it's going to disappear and it's going to give you back that block. Okay, so that's the first thing that we are going to do. Okay, so on this, you need to select the first level of your wall blocks, the blocks that you are using for pulling the walls. Okay, so just select that one and select confirm. Now that you got it, you are going to have something like the thing that I have in the screen, like this specific corner, this specific condition. And then we are going to just move a little bit down and we are going to select the next condition. The next condition is going to look something similar, but in here you have the operate item. What the only thing that we need to do is to change that item. So just hit on that one, select template library, consumables, custom, and in custom you are going to select the item that you use to downgrade your blocks. In my case is this one, the one that looks like fire. So just select that one, and guys, you have already the conditions. Okay, so as you see, it's not that much complicated. It's going to be much easier than the other ones. And now we need to set up the conditions. Okay, so the actions. The first action that we are going to act is just to give back the player the block, but in item. Okay, so as it's going to be an item, we need to use the next action. Okay, so you go and click on add a new action, and in the actions that you are going to add, you are going to select player, and in player you are going to select add an item. Okay, it's this one, the one that you are seeing in the screen, and you are going to have the next options available for you. The first one is to choose how many blocks you are going to give to the player. You are going to choose just one, so select then input and just put the number 1 on it. Okay, then we got the item that we are going to give to the player. So in this case we are going to choose once more the block that we are using directly, that is the basic block. So you have to open here in template library, and then you are going to scroll down and you are going to select custom, and you are going to select your wall block. Okay, so when you select your wall block, you are going to have something like this, and you have to select player in triggers events. Okay, now you have to give as always, or to show the players as always, some feedback, so the player is going to have like information by first hand. Okay, so Merry Christmas to Pete. Merry Christmas for all of you that are in the chat. I see that you're sending me Merry Christmas, so Merry Christmas for all of you guys. So Dap fan says hi. In Vietnam is 6 o'clock in the night. So yes, I know it. In my end is 6:35 on the morning. In Philippines, but you have Shanghai time. Okay. So good morning, 39, a new yen mine. Welcome also Basti and T Blanks. Merry Christmas also for you. And later I'm going to give you the good wishes for Christmas. Okay. Now, guys, you have to give and a specific way to show the player, or you have to use a specific way to show the player the feedback. Remember, if the player doesn't know what is happening, probably it's going to be a little bit confused with your map. Okay, so the easiest way that you can do it is just move back from downgrade blocks to upgrade blocks. Select any of the previous triggers inside upgrade blocks block folder. So, and just copy and paste. Copy the first one that says players make a sound and paste it. Then on your new trigger. Then go back again to upgrade blocks and copy the action that is going to be to show a text to all the players, or to that player in specifically. You just select copy, paste, and when you got it, you are going to have the two options. Okay, so the only thing that you need to do is to change the sounds for the first action. So in the previous one, I don't remember which one you have, but in here I'm going to choose player mark 11. Okay, so here are the sound. That is the sound that I'm using. As you see, it's something related it's not like It's not like something that is very loud. It's something that is going to be very moderate, but the players will know that something is happening definitely. Okay, so I'm using Mark 11 in case you want to use them same I use. And then in the text you have here upgrade blocks. So what you have to do is just select here in the last box, and you have to select input, and you are going to change all the text inside for downgrade blocks. You can use whatever you want to use, but you need to let the players know that they are downgrading the blocks that they are selecting. Okay, and finally we need to add an action. The action that we are going to add is block, and in there you have one that says remove block. Okay, when you select remove blocks, you are going to have something like this that says remove block, clear blocks on event position. So you select that one, and that's it. With this one we have the first level for our downgrade. Remember, always the first level for upgrade and downgrade is going to be kind of different to the others, but it's not too much difference. The difference is going to be only one action. So we are going to do the next thing. We are going to copy, paste, and the name for the new one, you probably got something like a downgrade block 0 in the new one, so you are going to just delete the last number and you are going to put the number 1 on it. And once more, this is going to be a little bit different. So in the previous one we delete the block if there is no lower tier or level blocks. Okay, now we are going to actually replace the block, okay, for the previous level one. So on here we need to select which block we are going to select and which block is the block that we are going to give to the player or to replace in the floor. Okay, so we have to select first the level 2 block. So for this, just open the first condition, select template library, and then select custom. On there you select the level 2 block. And here I got the level 2. Remember, I put a plus for each level on here, so I'm just selecting the level 2 block. When I got it, I select confirm, and I got in the conditions like level 2 snow. And down below, you are going to keep the same actions, the same conditions, but you are going to delete the last action. Okay, so previously you got this one that says clear blocks in event position. So in this one, you are going to delete it. So just hit delete, and when you got deleted, you are going to add a new condition. So instead of clear the block, this time we are going to replace it. So just add a new condition, select block, select on here you are going to select replace block. Okay, it's this one that you see on the screen, and when you got it, you're going to have the different options here available for you. So the first part or the first box, you need to choose where it's going to take place, so select event position. In the second one, we are going to select which block we are going to place, the new one. Okay, so we are going to take the previous one that was the level before that, that means that is the level 2, and we are going to replace it by the block of your walls level 1. So I got it right here. I just select here and select snow level 1, and that's it, guys. So with this, you already got the base for creating the next level blocks. Okay, so if you realize this, guys, as you see in the screen, it's going to be easier. It's going to be a lot easier than the previous one. The only thing that you need to do is to copy and paste. Okay, so just like copy, paste, and we are going to replace the name. So if we get a level 1 here, we are going to change this for level 2. Okay, now the only thing that you need to do from now on is just to change the condition for the block that you want to downgrade, and in the last action you need to change for the new block. So in this case, we are going to select the level 3 block, that in my case is this one that says ice, but with 3 plus signs on here. So you select that one on the condition, and then you just scroll down below and select the last action, and in the last action you are going to select the new block, as we are downgrading the block. On here we are going to select the next level, that is going to be level 2 block, and select confirm. Okay guys, once you select confirm, you are going to have the next level. And finally, I have 4 levels, so for the last level I just copy and paste once more, selecting here. Of course, I'm going to delete the one that I just created, because I already got it created here. So just rename it down block and level 3. You are going to put just the next level. So you have previously you got on here level 2. So now you are going to select the level 3. Okay, guys. and just change the information again. So see, previously you got the level 3 here, so now you're going to select the level 4. In my case, this is going to be super ice. That's going to be the level 4 wall, the level 4 block for the walls. And down below in the actions, I'm going to select the level 3 block. And that's it, okay? So guys, very important. If you got more than 4 levels, because I only placed 4 levels, if you got like 7 levels, 8 levels, 9 levels, the only thing that you need to do is to change that information here, and you need to copy and paste that specific trigger and just change the condition and the action, okay? So in this part, congratulations, we already finished the first part of our class, okay? So guys, in this part, we already cleaned the code and we already finished the system to upgrade and downgrade our blocks. Now, the only thing that we left is the different combat stage triggers, okay? So, very important guys, on here, we got different options for the combat stage. So, if you realize when you are playing combat stage, a lot of things are going to change in your map. First, the first thing that you are going to realize is that you can exit from your base, okay? So from the part where you start the game, remember that when we were involved in a scenario, we weren't able to just exit from here, we just get stuck here. But as soon as the game changed to combat stage, you will be able to completely freely move around. Another thing is that if you go outside the map, and if you are in fighting time, you are going to die, so you have to avoid to be killed by the other players just by falling into the water, okay? That's one of the parts. The other part, or the other interesting part, is that you can do a goal on it. That means that you can go into the enemy goal and you can enter here and you can make a point, so you are going to win the game, okay? So we are going to learn the different one by one, and also another important thing is that in your inventory, you are going to have the hero that you choose with the different weapons and skills, okay? So we are going to start with that one, okay? So just give me a minute. What I'm going to do is that we are going to open here once more our developer tools, and we are going to move to combat stage files, okay? So combat stage is very easy, guys. What you have to do is just to copy all the different tools that you have here in inventory vault, okay? So if you see the same trigger, so the difference is that you are going to have like different values for each one. So the easiest way to do it is just by copying here, copy, and to paste it into inventory combat, okay? That's it. Once you got it, you will have to replace the different information here, okay? So, as you see, it's almost the same. The only difference is going to be that we got an extra part here, okay? So, let's start by editing, okay? So, once you copy, you are going to go on here, okay? And probably you already got this one created, so if you already got it, just delete it, okay? Delete it and copy and paste, rename it. Remember, we are going to copy the inventory vault. Okay, so just hit and copy and rename it, and the name that you are going to put on there is inventory combat, okay? So that's very important, guys. Inventory combat is going to handle, as the name says, the inventory for combat, okay? It's very descriptive. You don't have to go deeper in that one, okay? So the first part, you are going to keep it like it is, okay? It's going to tell you something like this. So if you place the right information that on here is inventory 1, inventory 2, and inventory 3, it's going to work. Now, the important thing that we are going to do is that after we erase all the different items for the player, you are going to scroll down and you are going to select the first action, okay? So the first action, and that says, is item setup as an inventory 1. And in here, if you select the previous one, if you select inventory vault, you used to have snow, upgrade block, and downgrade block. For this one, we need to change that a little bit. So in the first one, you are going to change, you are going to select function library, and you are going to select player and player private variable, okay? So what is private variable? Remember, private variables are the variables that are going to be different for each player, and global variables are going to be the same for all of them at the same time. Things like gravity are global variables, And things like the player life are single variables, I mean local variables, okay? Or private variables. So we are going to select that one. Once we got it, it's going to ask us to select a player. So we are going to select players in trigger event, and we are going to select this variable that we already created. Welcome to the chat, DGI. Oh, yeah, DGI. I think that's the name that you are going to use for that one. Now, sorry guys, I need you to expand here. And what you are going to do is just open variable library, and on here you are going to have different options. There is one that says player hero weapons, okay? You are going to select that one, hero weapons, and when you select hero weapons, you are going to have it like this, okay? So that's going to be the first one. That is right here, remember? We just copy and paste. Sorry, no, that one is this one, okay? For the next one, we are going to do just the same thing. So on here, you are going to have an item. You are going to delete that. You are going to keep the first square, the first box as it is. But the second one, you are going to change it. You are going to select function library, player, private variable, item type, okay? And when you got it, you are going to change the information. So on here, it's going to ask you to select once more which variable we are going to use. On here, we are going to use hero skill, okay? Remember, those variables were already created when we were in the second or the sixth class. So you don't have to worry for creating it again, okay? If you don't have this variable, try to search which one you put on it. But in my case, it's going to be hero skill, okay? This is one of the variables that it's going to handle which item the player is going to have in the hands, okay? And finally, in the last one, you are going to have a different item here. So just select template library, and you are going to select on here your snowball, okay? But very important, guys, the snowball that you're going to select is the one that we create for the game, for the previous one. And very important, the things that change here are going to be in the future the amount, okay? So just keep it like it is. And right now for the next part, we got like this that says like give add building blocks of amount of this block to the player. We need to change that, okay? So for changes that in our inventory, we need to select first the first one that says change building blocks amount of this one, okay? And the thing that you are going to change is just the number, okay? So on here you have something like this, if I'm not wrong. So you are going to change it. You are going to replace just the first one. You are going to click on input, and you are going to click on 1, okay? So this is going to give 1 block to the player. The second one, you are going to keep it like it is just like we were getting before. But the third one, you have to change here. So in here you have a 1 instead of the 1. You are going to select function library. You are going to select player, and in player you need to select the amount of blocks that we are going to give to the player, so for items, okay? So we select player's private variable, and once we got it, we are going to just get some variables in here. So you are going to select player max balls. That is going to handle the amount of bullets that the player has, okay? Can have. And that's it. You add it. And now you already got this finished, okay? So we already have the inventory for the players. So that means that your players, when they change to the combat season or to the combat stage, they will be able to have all inventory. Very important, guys, just like this. If you got any kind of check mark on it, you need to take it out. You need to just remove it. So just click on it to remove the check mark. And be sure that it doesn't have any kind of check mark, okay? Now, guys, apart from this one, we are going to have the next one that is going to be to create, not to create, to have a gold, okay? So, check this, guys. In the inventory, you are going to see all the information for the inventory, but if you check the screen and you check all in detail, you are going to see next that we have a gold, okay? What is a goal? Goal is where you do the score when you get an extra point when you actually access to that area, okay? It's just the script or the trigger that allows you to score the point to be able to win the game, okay? So we are going to do that one, okay? Just to remind you, or let's do this, I'm going to once more play the game once more, just to show you how it works, okay? Just to remind you guys, just a refresher, to be able, or to be sure that you are going to understand how it works, okay? So, on here, you got the inventory, all right? You select your hero class. As an example, I'm going to select a striker. Once you select it, you will be able to be teleported to the area. Once more, on here, you have to place the blocks. You cannot exit. If you try to exit, you are going to be teleported back. And remember, guys, we just made this system the day before yesterday, or today we learned how to upgrade the blocks and how to downgrade the blocks, okay? And yeah, that's it. You have to build your defenses, so you are going to be sure that you are going to limit other team movements. When the time for building is complete, you enter in the fighter stage. That is the thing that we made, okay? So with the inventory, we made this, that the players are going to have the inventory and the passive skill working, okay? As you see it right now. And also, we have some extra features. So as an example, now you can exit from the scenario, but if you move away from the fighting area, or if you fall into the water, you are going to be killed, as you see right here. Okay, and that is going to give some extra time for the other team to try to invade your stronghold, but also you are going to have some cool options. Okay, so check this. If I shoot 2 bullets, I always will have some snowballs in the inventory to shoot. But the only way that I can reload those, as you see, I don't have any kind of bullets, so I cannot shoot. The only way is to walk by walking over the snow. If I'm not in a snow block walking, I won't be able to recharge. So check this. If I move over the snow, I will be able to reload, and I always will have some snowballs. So I can still fighting and I will be able to reload, okay? But once more, if I'm not in the snow, like I'm in the ice, as you see, I won't be able to recharge, I won't be able to reload my guns, okay? But once more, as soon as I walk over the snow, I will have this completely covered. So that's what we are going to do at the end. So the 2 things that left are that one and the way to win the game, okay? So if you run to the other enemy team, you need to access or enter to the goal, and once you made it, it's going to tell you gold. It's going to wait some seconds. It's going to show a screen here and a text, and then you are going to be able to win the game, okay? So, as you see, that's what we are going to learn how to do right now. Apart, we already created inventory. Now we are going to learn how to create the gold, okay? So, very important, guys. For the gold, for being able to win the game, be sure that your players, okay, that your players are going to have this activated, okay? And you are going to open to the basic menu. You are going to go to map rules, game targets, and in game target, scroll down and search for this option that says gold, okay? So in gold, you are going to define how many goals you can have for win the game. So very important, guys. If you want just to win by 1 gold, what you are going to do is you are going to move this, you are going to move it to 1, okay? And that's it. So that means that when the player enters to the goal, it's going to win. But if you want to have more than 1 goal, as an example, the player needs to score 3 goals to be able to win, what you have to do is to move the score requirement to any other number of goals, okay? But very important, if you do it, you need to be sure to teleport the player back and also to turn the base. So every time, as an example, if I put turn the base and I put a lot of goals here, okay, what we are going to see here is that the players will be able to do multiple goals, okay? So let me show you, 30 seconds to build once more. So as an example, I'm going to build very quickly because it's not going to be the focus of the things that I want to show you. I'm just building here. I think I will be able to do it. Okay. So once we got inside the game, if you put more than 1 gold, the player will be able to do this. As you see, the player will be able to make the first goal. And yeah, of course you are going to get the chance to return and continue playing, okay? So of course, if you do that, you have to be sure that you are going to restart the game, okay? Like this. Thank you so much for watching this chapter. Remember, next chapter will be in the channel, so just check the next part of the video. It's the part number 2. Bye bye!